Welcome back to the news. The Lunuvilla Coconut Research Institute has identified a hybrid coconut variety that is immune to the coconut leaf wilting disease in Waligama. Director of the institute, Dr. Jayantha Gunatilaka, pointed out that this variety of coconut can be cultivated as a commercial crop.
According to data from the Coconut Research Institute, there are around 40 million coconut trees in the country. 345,000 coconut trees have been identified as being infected by the disease. Presently, infected trees are felled in order to control the disease. The Coconut Research Institute stated that accordingly, 85,000 coconut trees have been felled. If all 345,000 infected trees are felled, the country will be devoid of 11.3 million coconuts. The coconut variety named Green Dwarf has been introduced as suitable for cultivation after infected trees have been felled. However, it is suitable only as a garden crop. Accordingly, research carried out by the Coconut Research Institute to introduce a coconut variety that could be cultivated commercially has been successful. We have obtained biological samples from around 100 tall coconut trees in Waligama that have been immune to this disease. We also have this variety named the Green Dwarf. We believe that by introducing a hybrid variety using these two coconut varieties, a permanent solution could be provided to combat this disease.
An Easter festival organized by the Colombo Young Men's Christian Association was held at the Golfest Green yesterday.
A large group, including members of the Colombo YMCA, participated in this event. Several Easter stage plays were performed at the occasion. Popular singers participated in the singing of hymns and other songs of worship.
Kumar Sangakkara is the only Sri Lankan cricketer who received the rare opportunity of delivering the Sir Colin Cowdrey's speech at the Melbourne Club in England. However, are the officials at Sri Lanka Cricket prepared to grant him more opportunities to express his views? Bitter Truth takes a closer look.
Recently, the England-based Western magazine named the top 5 cricketers for the year 2011. Kumar Sangakkara, who was also named in the top 5, has already been recognised as the Cricketer of the Year as well.
There have been Sri Lanka cricketers in the past who have ended up as one of Wisden's 5 Cricketers of the Year. But this is the first time that a Sri Lankan cricketer has been not only one of Wisden's 5 Cricketers of the Year, but Wisden's leading international cricketer of the year.
On the 17th of this month, Sri Lanka Cricket congratulated Kumar Sangakkara for being recognised as the International Cricketer of the Year by the Wisden Cricketers Almanac for the year 2011. Issuing a communique, Sri Lanka Cricket noted that the achievement by Sangakkara was not only a global recognition but a national achievement by a true son of Mother Lanka. However, questions have arisen as to whether congratulations were extended in good faith. Publishing an interview with the Player of the Year is a tradition of the Wisden magazine. However, Sri Lanka Cricket declined the Wisden magazine's request to interview Kumar Sangakkara.
I think it's not a very sensible thing to have done, because Sangakkara is a widely accepted and responsible person in view of by the cricket world. So when people get to know that he has been prevented from voicing his views, then it is a bad reflection not only where our cricket is concerned but also to our country.
Not only Kumar, everyone should enjoy the freedom of speech. There is no point in imposing such restrictions. This can be taken forward in a more civilized manner. Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket, Upali Dharmadasa, stated that such a decision was made based on the regulations included in the players' agreement, stating that players cannot express their views to media. The chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket gives interviews to magazines, but the players are not allowed to. Writes columns while playing matches, but Sangakkara is not given that opportunity.
chance එකක් නැහැ. කෙනෙකුට එක විදියකටත් තව කෙනෙකුට තව විදියකටත් සලකන්න එපා. මොකද ඔක්කොම ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ.
The rulers were afraid of the speech made by Sangakkara at the Marylebone club. That is why he is not allowed to express his views. Why was Kumar Sangakkara prevented from expressing his views? Was it because of the fear that the weaknesses of Sri Lanka cricket administration will be exposed to the world? If not, is it another step taken to exert their influence on players to ensure their own existence?
Moving back to more local stories now, 5 more patients suffering from diarrhea were admitted to the Lindula District Hospital today. District Medical Officer at the hospital warns that the number of patients could witness an increase due to the rainy season.
District Medical Officer at the Lindula District Hospital stated that 300 patients have obtained treatment from the hospital thus far. 2 deaths have also been reported.
First I started vomiting and then suffered from loose motion. After saline was given, I felt a little better.
Feces samples of patients have been sent to the Medical Research Institute. No such incidents were reported previously. It is mostly children between the ages of 4 months and 5 years who are being admitted. It's because children walk around a lot and don't wash their hands sometimes. Residents say that the water that they consume has still not been purified.
My son did not drink boiled water. He takes water from the tap and said that it cannot be consumed due to the bad stench. We were afraid that our children could contract diarrhea even though they drink boiled water.
The public health inspector of the Thalawakale Lindula Urban Council today visited houses in the area to inspect water samples. Both these samples were obtained from the same source. One sample has chlorine but the other doesn't. Today's water sample was not purified. These PHIs cannot say that the water does not contain chlorine. We decide the percentage of chlorine to be included at the purifying plant. Then we check if a litre of water includes 0.2 milligrams of chlorine. We are confident that the water contains the required amount of chlorine. I don't understand how these PHIs reach such conclusions. I deployed my public health inspector and obtained a few water samples. None of those water samples included chlorine, so I reject his statement. I wish to state with responsibility that they do not distribute water with the required percentage of chlorine. We are confident that the water is purified. The people can consume water and there are no doubts about it. If there is an issue, media cannot solve it. It should be solved by the Water Supply Board and residents of the relevant area. So there is no point in making statements to media. We will continue our program. What I'm saying is that one should first correct their own mistakes. It is my responsibility to provide my people with the best of everything. There are around 1,600 in this area. If 10 people say that the water supplied by the Water Supply Board is purified and that the water board is working efficiently, I wish to tell the chairman that I would resign from my position. I have no issue. I'm not going to resign. We will continue our duty. We supply water to the people. There is no issue. But only in Lindula there is an issue. And I have doubts as to whether this is part of a program carried out against the government. This is their plight. They have paid money and have contracted diseases. Irrespective of the water that is supplied being purified or not, the people have to pay the bill. We will discuss with the public health inspectors to prepare the relevant documents and will go to courts tomorrow. When a case is filed, the issue is solved in courts. Filing a case is not the issue, but what needs to be done is to see if the people are being provided with clean water. The attention of parliamentarians was also drawn towards this issue. Nuwara District Parliamentarian J. Sri Ranga yesterday looked into the well-being of patients receiving treatment at the Lindula District Hospital. The MP also inquired regarding the present situation from the District Medical Officer. This time in Nuwara, the number of diarrhea patients has increased. We tell them to drink boiled water, but they don't have facilities to do so. The MP also spoke to the patients. How do you all consume water?
எவ்வளவு கொதிக்க வச்சாலும் அந்த தூசி தான் அடி நிக்கி தண்ணி சுண்டி எந்த நேரம் தண்ணி எவ்வளவு கொதிக்க வச்சாலும் மண் நேரம் தான் அந்த தண்ணி ஒரு நேரத்துக்கு தண்ணி அப்படி மண் நேரமா தண்ணி வரும் வேணா வரைக்கும் தான் தண்ணி சுத்தி இப்படி வரும் ஏரியா சம்பிட பாபா
So then rainwater could seep into this well. It's tap water, that is why this has happened.
You're watching News First. Up next is Action TV.
Water has been released for the Yala harvest season to the Bogaswaiva paddy fields in Polonnaruwa, which falls under the Mahaweli paddy zone, which relies on the Madruoya for water. According to decisions arrived at during the harvest meetings, harvest activity in these paddy fields must be completed before the 20th of next month. The farmers are not unaware that if they are unable to meet that target, then they have no alternative means of covering the losses that will be incurred. Nevertheless, the farmers in Bogaswaiva have been made to waste time as they are unable to begin the Yala harvest. This is because of a promise which was not carried out in time. When these areas were first harvested, it was clear that a harvest of around 100 to 130 bushels could be obtained from each acre in Bogaswaiva, which is one of the most fertile areas in the Mahaweli paddy zone. Therefore, a considerable amount of the fields in Bogaswaiva are used to cultivate seed paddy. Bogaswaiva has numerous farmers who are dedicated to this task, which is one that must be undertaken with immense care. Other than for Bogaswaiva, the Agriculture Department has requested farmers to produce seed paddy as the amount of seed paddy produced by the Polonnaruwa seed paddy farm is not sufficient to meet the requirement. Farmers of Bogaswaiva have produced part of the seed paddy requirement for the Yala season after the Department of Agriculture and private organizers agreed to purchase the seed paddy. This stock of seed paddy, which was harvested on the 15th of March, is yet to be subjected to final analysis by the Department of Agriculture's Seed Certification Service. The farmers have borne a much larger cost in producing this seed paddy than they would have if they were producing regular paddy. Although the private organizations which had arrived at agreements with the farmers to purchase the seed paddy produced have already taken charge of the seed paddy, the farmers are yet to receive payment as payment has been delayed following the granting of a 1-month grace period. When the Department of Agriculture has failed to produce seed paddy of an acceptable standard and the farmers who have rendered a valuable service in producing the seed paddy are being made to feel like they have placed their hands on the stove, will it not pave the way for low-grade seed paddy to spread throughout the country? Director General of Agriculture, this one is over to you.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of your Primetime Weekend News Bulletin. Of course, don't forget to log on to www.newsfirst.lk for the very latest on the world around you. Hope you have a brilliant week ahead. Thank you for joining me, and good night.